Good afternoon, everyone. Steve Brown from Swansea Business Marketing, and this afternoon I'm here with Neil Stewart from Private Property Buyer. Good afternoon, Neil.
Good afternoon, Steve. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Neil, thanks for joining me today. What I actually want to cover in this video, you and I have talked previously about the different coaching programs you do. You know, you do coaching, you do intensive coaching, and I was particularly interested in the intensive coaching because I'm sure there's people out there want to get, they've got the idea they want to get involved in property investment and they immediately want to become an expert overnight. So what's actually involved in the intensive coaching program?
Okay, so the intensive coaching program is a 3-day intensive on-site visits where you would, if it was you and I, for example, you came to me and you decided you've done all your homework, you've done all your due diligence for an area, you've decided that that's the area that you want to invest your hard-earned money in, or your savings, and we will go up there together and we would spend 3 full days together in that area. The first day we would perhaps we'd go and do viewings, we'd go and do visit agents, we'd look at the properties, we'd go through the figures, we'd work out how to decide what needs doing in the property, what work needs doing, what kind of refurbishment we need to do, what levels we need to achieve, and during that first day would effectively be led by me, so to speak. It wouldn't be totally led by me, but it would be led by me. And then the second day, it would be over to you. So you'd have learned what I've done, what I've said, how I looked at things, and it'll be your turn to do it with me just in the background to support you where you need it. So if you need prompting or you need some help somewhere when you're talking to an agent or when you're working out what needs doing in a property, we'll be there. And then on the third day, it would be a lot more of the same. We might even end up buying property. Sometimes we get offers accepted during the 3 days we're there, which is brilliant. And then we'll just summarise on everything and make sure you're happy with how everything's gone. You're happy, you understand the process, and then it gives you a real solid grounding to go on and carry on and do it yourself.
Right. So when you mentioned there, like on the first day and that, where you're talking about working out what needs doing on a property, etc. So are the sort of people that go on the intensive course, are these people that have already got a bit of background in this, where, for me, for example, I wouldn't have a clue as to how to cost something, and more importantly, I think I'd be a bit afraid of how do I know I'm going to get the right builders to come and do the job. So how do you help them on that sort of stuff?
Yeah. I mean, I would expect that the people coming on intensive course would have done some kind of, whether it's course or coaching or some kind of property training of some sort, which gives them a little bit of a grounding. Not a huge amount, just enough for them to understand what they're looking to do, how they're looking to achieve it. Otherwise, they're going to be wasting their 3 days because we might spend a whole day with me just going over that process with them. So they'll be wasting one of their days. So yes, you do need to have some kind of grounding, some kind of coaching from somewhere and understand what it is you're trying to do. So there are lots of different strategies. For example, you might want to buy a house that's for student lets, a house in multiple occupancy. You might want to buy just standard little buy-to-lets that you want to do up and rent out. There are other strategies, things called rent-to-rent. There are ones that are called rent-to-buy. There are lots of different types of strategies available that you can apply that you would feel comfortable with, and you need to be in that kind of train of thought before you go. So I'm going for this 3 days to look for student lets, for example, or I'm going for this 3 days to try and find just standard, straightforward buy-to-lets that I could rent out to a family. Otherwise, you're gonna waste the days, really.
Right. So do you actually help them? I understand that bit now. So they've already got a concept. That they know they want to do, say, like the student market, which is obviously popular down the Bryn Mill area, Swansea, and that. So they've decided on their target market. So they want to do the students, etc. So are you helping them talking to the sort of agents that would have those sort of properties to buy? Do you go in and introduce them? Do you help them make sure they develop the right relationships?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a big part of it is understanding how to communicate with agents, how to go and explain to them what it is you're looking for, because agents will just try and show you anything they've got on their books, really, and you've got to try and narrow that down to say, well, actually, this is the kind of thing I really want to see. This is what I want to buy. So please, can you show me what you've got that fits that criteria? And even when you tell agents things like that, they still send you emails, load of rubbish anyway that you're not looking for. So that's a big part of it, and actually going and doing the viewings with the agents to get them to understand what it is you're looking for, so they can be more useful to you than just the standard. They think they know what you're looking for, and they just give you everything that they've got. Yeah.
Okay, so I understand you right then. So the first day you're basically showing me, how to do all this. Then the second day, I'm doing it with you standing in the background and watching what I'm doing, etc. But what if later on, so that's great when you're there, and I have the confidence because you're in the background. So if I make it, I know you're going to step in and save me the moment I'm just about to drop a clanger. What about if later on, I'm losing a bit of confidence? I've had some properties shown to me by the estate agents, and I don't seem to be able to work it out, and I don't see, all of a sudden, nothing ever seems as though it's going to make me money. What happens in those situations? We're talking a couple of months later, and I've now lost confidence. What do you do for those people?
We're always in touch. I mean, it's not a do the 3 days and never speak to us ever again. There's an element of, we're there to help whenever you need us. What we do ask is that you don't take the mickey. You're not calling us every day. But obviously, when in that situation you explained, is that you might have a couple of months down the road, you kind of things are a little bit mixed up. You've had other people telling you what you think you're doing, you can't do that, you don't know what you're doing. Then by all means, you drop us a text or drop us an email. We'll call you back and we'll have a good conversation with you and refresh you with you, help you, remind you what needs to be done. Yeah, that's exactly what we do.
Right. What about, do you involve people, because I know you do a lot, you've got the club running and there's all the different things that you're involved with in property investment. What if, I'm going to harp on about this now. I'm decided to go into the market now to go into the student let, etc. Okay. What about if there's some big properties and I think they're a bit of a risk to me? Is there any opportunity of you put me in touch with other investors or something like that so I could do it jointly with other people?
Definitely, there are plenty of other people looking for similar things as you are, and coming along to the network meetings or people that we know through our network meetings, it's invaluable. You get together with people that are thinking the same as you. They're like-minded. They understand the process, which is more important than going, into the local pub and talking to your mate you're having a drink with and said, "Do you fancy going and buying this student let with me?" He doesn't know exactly what's going on. But if you go to sort of these property network meetings and like the one I run, you meet people that understand, and you can do things together. So it's less scary doing things together as well.
That's what I was just thinking. I was just thinking that people tend to have more confidence they're holding hands with someone else because then we're both idiots if it goes wrong type thing, rather than you're the only person in the club that's just made drop a clanger.
Yeah, absolutely. No, definitely. In fact, partnerships are they're probably the strongest. There are some of the people out there that are doing it. There are some very, very strong partnerships out there.
Right. So, if somebody's interested in these intensive coaching courses with you, what do they do? How do they get hold of you?
They just simply go to the website, privatepropertybuyer.net. There should be a telephone number or email address on there. Get in touch with us. Leave us a message if we're not available, and we'll come back to you straight away, and we'll arrange a time to have a chat or to meet up.
Okay. So Neil, I want to thank you, for sharing your time with me again, and I'll see you in the next video.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you.